Happy Sunday, gamers. So I decided to do a video about me because, who wants to write it and who wants to read it? But, and in case you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just gonna go through my tunes and level up provisioning and alchemy while I do it. And the reason I do that is because you can um, put points into a passive that extends the time on food, potions, and poisons. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, uh, if you do that, your potions will actually last longer than the cooldown. Anyway, it's something to do. And I get, I have hirelings, so it also allows me to pick up my resources. Anyway, about me. So, when I was a little girl, I actually got an Atari. It was my first gaming system, and I had so much fun playing. I loved it. I love the Atari. But at some point, I don't know, it broke or I stopped playing or whatever happened, and I really didn't play games until much later. So, you know, I ended up as an adult having kids, and I have four boys. And as they got a little older, like, I didn't want them to be hooked on gaming. So I was really kind of debating the whole gaming thing. And then my mother in law decided to buy them a game system. Well, that was the end of that, really. So I ended up getting a game system, and I think actually Prince of Persia was one of the first games, if not the first game I played, and I played the hell out of it. It was so much fun. And I see that I saw this morning they're actually remastering it and they're going to re-release it. So I'm excited about that because, I like the throwback. I have sentimental feelings about the games that I once upon a time played. But anyway, I got hooked. So normally I I'm not much of a TV watcher, especially right now, but I do love to read fiction and I love fantasy and science fiction and all that. Like my escapism is real escapism. I don't want anything that looks like real life. Give me a good hero story any day, right? So so I started playing games, and my dad is a big computer guy. And so he switched from, I played an Xbox, and then I ended up getting a PlayStation 3. And around that time, right after that time, my dad started getting my boys their own computers for computer gaming. And, I didn't move that way until he started feeling guilty because he got all my boys gaming computers and not me. So here I am. He gets me a gaming computer, and that's really kind of how I got going on that. I was hooked. I was really hooked. But being so now, two of my sons are adults, and I find, being a woman who games is unusual to begin with. Being a woman with adult age sons who game, even more unusual. And so, like, if I tell people in real life that I play games, I generally don't. I generally kind of keep that to myself. But if it does come up, women just like, I get the deer in the headlights look. Like, they just can't relate at all. And then when I tell men, they're like, what? You game? Like, they just don't see it. Um, and so, it's kind of just something that I do in private. But a couple of my friends in real life, they're guys, of course, because I don't know any. Let me say it this way: none of my female friends in real life game. I have met people who game, a woman who games that's not far from me, but we're not actually in real life friends. So none of my women friends game. Some of my guy friends do. So when I told them that I was oh, she can't do these for some reason. Yeah. So when I told them that I game, they're like, "You have to stream." And I've not watched streamers. I think like I watched a couple of YouTube videos just to figure out how to do this or how to do that and to get ideas. But as far as watching streaming, I've not done it. And so I don't know how it's done. I'm just winging it at this point. But it's kind of a social experiment to me. Um, I met somebody who's getting a PhD and he's writing about online friendships, which I think is really fascinating because this way we can have friends all around the world, right? But kind of what they said to me is, you know, I'm rare in the gaming world, and so that's why they thought that I should stream. Now, I will say this, like one of the reasons I like playing ESO, and really only one of them, is there is actually a wide variety of people who play it. So when I first started playing, and I played for about a year without doing any social content, and that was really there's a story behind that. Like I wanted Skyrim. I did not want Elder Scrolls Online, and I caved because there was not good. It was all online. That became obvious to me. So so when I did, like I didn't really know what I was doing, and I had not connected with anyone who could teach me. And somehow I met a woman in Craglorn, and her name is Deneen. She's in ESO, and she's a grandmother. And she really helped me out, and she made gear for me, and she made food for me, and like I had the food for over a year. And she made so much, and she taught me and invited me to her guild. Well, like I said, she's a grandmother, so she plays with her children and her grandchildren online, which I just think is awesome. And there's actually a lot of retired people who play ESO because there's so many different ways to play. And so it's kind of fun. I find that there are more women in ESO than I've found playing other games. I mean, I'm sure there are other games that have women. Well, one I know of for sure that has a decent amount of women, but it's funny because there just aren't that many of us that are playing. So this is all a grand social experiment. So here I am, and that's about me. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, because some of this is frustrating, like the lighting. Like you people who have great lighting, I am so envious because lighting is challenging. And I do Zoom appointments in real life, and it's challenging even there too. So if you have any suggestions about great lighting, please tell me or what to do. And I don't know, maybe I'll start watching some other people. We'll see. All right, but that's it for now. So, bye everyone.